This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More, Worldwide TV Network, IT 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, and iHeartRadio and over 100 platforms around the world. So obviously, we got a full house tonight. It hasn't been this full in a long time. That's Movie Reviews and More. So from Houston, Texas, Chef Rachel Roberts Recipes. Redondo Beach, California, Terri Marie. Vocally Tosh from Miami, Florida. Howard Wiggins from Nashville, Tennessee. Rob Wilson from Eastline, Connecticut. Linda Steele from Chicago. So, and then our three guests. Lynn Elwood, author of Bipolar the Beloved. Lynn, it's good to see you. And she's got a whole bunch of things she talks about. Arielle Tara, good to see you. Influencer, over 2 million views on TikTok, 75,000 on Instagram. And she makes these really funny videos, which is hilarious. And the one and only Emmy-nominated, award-winning director, producer, writer, editor, whatever. He's done everything with everybody. And by the way, Gary, you don't look like Brad Pitt, but we'll give you that one.
pretty close, though, right? How you guys doing?
Hi. Gary Roberts. So, Arielle, we got to start with you first. I want to know how you got 2 million views on your TikTok, first of all, and your comedy thing. Talk about that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Honestly, I started doing social media for fun. I was homeschooled and I had absolutely nothing to do. I didn't leave my house. I had no friends. So I was like, okay, I enjoy making funny videos. So that's just how I started. And it just reached here. I just enjoy making funny content.
Did you start doing it during COVID or did you start doing it before?
It was actually before. Way before.
Because that's where I discovered, a lot of people discovered TikTok during COVID. So that's when I started doing I do goofy dance videos to like 80s and 90s rock. I don't take myself seriously. Yeah. I'm interested to find out how you found all your followers, because it's not easy. It's a lot of work. I mean, I had to you plan your videos out. I mean, I don't know, if you just go off the cuff or you put a lot of time into them. I personally would put a lot of time in these videos, and a lot of planning and putting costumes together. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes it's frustrating because you don't get those followers right away. So how did you get through that hump? I mean, I've got 20K followers. So how would you do from 20K to 1 million? How do you do that?
Honestly, I don't really look at the numbers. I just kind of keep posting. And I guess the more that I just be myself and put it out there, is the more that people will just decide to just come through and stick with the journey.
Yeah. And then do you recommend, the other thing with TikTok too is a lot of people have a niche. So your niche is comedy. For me, I've got kind of two niches. Would you recommend doing two channels if you've got two different niches, or would you put them all together? What would your advice be for somebody?
Personally, for me, I would put them together, as long as it's not too random, of course. But I would more put it together because it's about you. If you enjoy doing let's say fashion, and then you enjoy doing cooking, why not post both of them or try some way to merge them? Because it is you yourself, and people are following for you yourself and your personality, and that's just part of you. So I would say do both.
because I know a lot of people struggle with that. For example, if you're doing fitness, or like me, I do fitness and then I do NFTs and crypto. Like the two don't really go together, but it's my personality. So I've been trying to struggle to see how, I would market that. So
no, I think it's best to try your best to find like a way to fit both of them together. Like my sister and I are really close. So like I like to post sibling content and then I still put my like comedic like personality into it. So it kind of merges together, and I love food. So once in a while, I'll just do like a funny little thing about food. That's it.
Is your comedic post, are they real life that just happens, or do you think them out?
I do not fake videos. Like if you see a prank, it's actually authentic. I just told my sister, hey, look, just watch your back today. And she knows nothing else. That's literally it. I try my best to make sure that I make everything on my page as real as I can. Like even if I do like a sponsored post, I'll try the product, make sure I actually like it, and then I'll post it, because I don't want to be like, I don't want to lie to my people, It's like my friends.
Being honest is the best way. Being honest is the best way, and people can see when you're honest.
Yeah.
Arielle, do you have somebody who follows you around with a camera, or do you always film yourself?
No, it's literally just me. And if I need something filmed, I'll either use a tripod or my sister. That's literally it.
That's the cool thing about TikTok, though, is they have so many cool effects and stuff for you able to be creative, where you can't do so much as on Instagram. That's one of the things I liked about it.
Yes, that's true.
Did you also do you follow up on the trends on TikTok, or do you not? Because some people say you should follow the trends to get more views, or do you just go off the cuff and it doesn't really matter?
For the most part, I just kind of go off of what like I would want to post. If it's a trend, just because it's trending, if I don't like the trend, I wouldn't do it. But I do use trending things, as long as I, of course, like resonate with it. If you are looking to grow, I do say try to do some trends. Or it's simple things as if there's a sound, just because it's like a top recommended sound, I wouldn't necessarily say use it just because it's like on the top chart of like the TikTok library. What you should do is like go through your For You page, and if you hear a sound, even though it's not like the original audio from like the artist or whatever, like say it's an edit, if you hear it about 3 times, you might want to use that for your post. Yeah, so it's not always like the song that's directed from like Ariana Grande or Bad Bunny or something, You can use like the other sounds, just make sure it's one that's mildly trending. And that's pretty much what I do sometimes.
So Gary, it sounds like we're almost talking about you, doesn't it? Tradition is what we're doing now, in a way, right? Talk about the comedy today to when you were writing years ago with everything, because it's changed a lot. And who knew about TikTok was coming, right?
Well, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I mean, TikTok is so interesting because a friend of mine, Josh Nasser, is a big TikTok star, and he's got like 3 million followers on TikTok. And I have no followers on TikTok, but he's used some of my songs on his videos. So now my songs have 20 million plays on TikTok, which is kind of weird,
Oh, that's TikTok, so cool.
Yeah, it's just crazy because TikTok is one of the new ways to promote yourself or promote your music, or you're seeing entire families become, social media stars on TikTok, and then they're moving that to Hulu or to other media platforms. So it's, it's the current trend, and it could stay or it could go away, but it's it's something that people have to be aware of right now, whether you're doing music or entertainment.
So you got something coming up, because my friend Phoebe Cates emailed me today on our comedy show, and I'm like, oh, Gary's here. Gary, where are you not? You're like everywhere.
It's this very small town in LA. So I know Phoebe. I mean, I've met her a couple of times. We were on a show previously, and we're going to be on another one. But that's the great thing about doing stand-up comedy in LA. I mean, I've been on shows with Bill Burr and Eliza Schlesinger and Jamie Kennedy and kind of all the big names in comedy, because it's just a small town. So you just kind of run into the same circles or the same people in stand-up comedy in LA.
Linda, you were going to say something. I shut you off. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I was actually going to ask something. And this is something that I've heard from people recently, that there's a big scare of China being able to track all kinds of stuff through TikTok. What do you guys think about that? I've heard of people getting hacked because they're getting information through people on TikTok, and I hear all kinds of things. So I'm always so leery. Tell me what you know about that.
I was actually hacked, Linda. You know that.
You know what? I'm on TikTok quite a bit myself. I don't even think about it.
You know what, though, Rachel?
What about you, Arielle?
You should think about it, because I was hacked, and basically somebody got into my TikTok account, and Brian knows this because I was really upset about this. They erased all my videos. And
I've been hacked too. Yeah,
they were sending me ransom notes wanting money, or they said they were going to keep deleting my videos. So I went through this whole thing, and then finally, like, I just had to change my email, and but I lost a ton of content because they just went through and they just deleted followers. Then they like tried to clone my account. Yeah, it was a nightmare, and it went on for like a month.
Well, this happened to me on.
So what do you suggest? Shutting down TikTok?
No, it's not saying cutting down
what do you
TikTok. You just have to be careful with your phone as far as a lot of it. I don't know how they got through TikTok, but I know that you get spam. What are they called? Messages.
Well, let's do this. Let's ask Arielle and let's ask Gary. Arielle first, Gary, and then Lynn, we're coming to you. Go ahead, Arielle. What do you think?
Can you say it again?
To keep from getting hacked, like what happened to me.
I have never had that issue ever. I try to, my sister does like information technology and stuff. So we're kind of pretty good at keeping like our online information safe. So I never really had that problem.
Gary?
Yeah, change your passwords like this often enough. And
that's probably a good
what can you do?
I've never been hacked on TikTok. My Disney Plus account was hacked though a couple times, so it's kind of crazy that you got these very advanced hackers getting into your accounts here and there. I think the scarier problem is getting access to the data on your phone somehow. So if they can do that through TikTok, that's the scarier thing. If China was trying to do that, that'd be a little scarier than just hacking your account. So
that's what happened to me. They were able to get my TikTok account erased all my stuff, and then they were able to get into my banking account. And they were trying to get into my cryptocurrency, and they were like trying to like hold me hostage, and they were wanting money. Yeah, it was a nightmare. So you have to be.
Oh my
God.
God.
This can happen to anybody, no matter how careful you are.
So
and by the way,
okay, go ahead, Gary.
I was just going to say, by the way, cryptocurrency, everybody was so confident that, cryptocurrency can't get hacked. And then we've heard of multiple very big hacks of cryptocurrency. And I personally know some people who had their accounts kind of emptied in crypto. So it's another, whenever you're dealing with something electronic and somebody can get into an account, there's always a way to hack it. So you have to be very careful with that, no matter what you're dealing with online.
So Lynn,
we're
going to talk about this because we have some authors who have been being told now to do TikTok things. But you want to do it the old way. It's about your book. Talk about your book and why it's important, because I tell everybody about your book. It's very fascinating.
Well, thank you. Yeah, my book is Bipolar to Beloved because the God of love showed up in my life and helped me learn not to hate myself anymore. So anyway, I'm just building the platform. I used to be too sick to be able to even function on a daily basis. So I'm just so grateful to be on the other side of that and actually have a life again. Because it was literally hell. And so I'm just trying to build a platform to get the word out that mental illness is not a lifelong sentence. Love cures a lot of things.
Lynn, talk about. Okay, go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just want to say I absolutely love the title "Bipolar to Be Loved." When I first read that title, it just caught my attention. It felt such a powerful phrase. So I feel like that's what the book is, like a very powerful book about mental healthness and all that stuff. So I'm excited to read this because people need to read books like this because it can happen to anyone, So it's good to have people like speak about what they've gone through and share that so other people can learn how to heal or try to move on in their own way. So
Yeah.
kudos to you.
Well, thank you. And my main desire is for people to know this is not a lifelong terminal diagnosis. If you want to do something different, you can have something different. You know, I was motivated to change by pain, the pain of suicide and hopelessness, but I don't live there anymore. The God of love crashed in on me. So I was willing to try
Self-love?
something different.
Is it self-love that you're changed?
Self-love, other love. I serve the God of love. I call him Jesus Christ. I know that offends some people, but I think it's really religion that offends, not love.
Awesome.
So, I keep telling people, keep in mind it was the religious people that killed Jesus. So,
Linda Steele, tell everybody who you are, where you come from, and then Gary, going back to you. Go ahead, Linda.
My name is Linda Steele, and I am from Chicago. I have owned gyms in the past, but I am now free of being a business owner, and I'm a trainer. I'm a published author. I work with clients online. I work with clients in person. I have corporate accounts. So I do a lot in the fitness industry, in the health industry. And it's funny because I'm also writing a book that's launching January 17th. And it actually discusses a lot about the mental health that everyone is facing right now. I think people have always faced it, but it's really on the forefront right now. And what I discuss in my book is how you make that mind-body connection. And for my clients, it starts with good nutrition and eating clean, and it goes from there to the workouts and that part, and then you just start thinking clearly and making good decisions for yourself. And by the time you have this nice balance in your life and you start getting rid of all the toxic people and the toxic situations, all of a sudden your life is like really good, very sound, and you become happy again. But it's not until you first nourish your body with what it needs to function properly and to think clearly.
Can I add to that? I mean,
absolutely.
So the nutrition is so important. I was reading recently about the Dust Bowl era after the Great Depression, and there was an epidemic of schizophrenia. And this one doctor went into the insane asylums. They didn't have mental hospitals; they just locked you up, and started giving them niacin, and 90% of them got healed. So that is a huge component, nutrition. And I love that you use the word balance, a well-balanced life, because, brokenness can be financial and it can be emotional, and you can eat as healthy as you want to and hate you and you will die. It will kill you.
So that seemed to be the missing piece to the puzzle for myself as well. I was eating clean and I was working out, and on the outside everything looked good, but not so much on the inside. There was a piece missing in it. Like I said, it wasn't until I really started taking control and getting rid of people or situations in my life, and then looking back onto my childhood, I had been doing it my whole life. Every time I eliminated another bad situation or a bad person, I became, solid again. So now the battle is recognizing when you have these people and situations that you're in and stopping it before it takes you over.
Absolutely. And I also want to recognize why I was drawn to him to begin with. Maybe it's familiar. Maybe I liked that. Maybe it's
It's funny how it all goes back to our childhood, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yes. And hurt people.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true.
Hey, Gary, talk about this.
Family can be the word.
Say again, Howard?
I think sometimes your family is the ones that have to be.
You have no idea. On my book, literally, it says in there, sometimes you have to say goodbye to people that you love.
Yeah,
it's usually it starts with family. It blows my mind, but just like you said, it's hurt people.
Right. They did the best they knew how.
Yep.
So I choose to forgive today. you know, and I do the best I know how, and I hope others forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
So learn to love.
Hey, Terry, go to this. Talk about Shortcut Productions and the homelessness, because you have something that you do related to that.
Oh, right. Well, one of the first songs I wrote was I worked with an artist named Jeremy Jordan who had a top 10 hit single in the 90s called The Right Kind of Love. And he starred with Drew Barrymore in the movie Never Been Kissed. He's like the cool guy who takes her to school and it takes her to the prom. I don't know if you remember that movie. But so I wrote some lyrics about the homeless and he put it to music. And then we created a song called Forgotten People that you can see on YouTube right now. Jeremy Jordan, Forgotten People. And that was just to bring attention to the homeless problem. And that was a while ago. And, you know, little did I know that the problem would be way worse now. I mean, a lot of it's because of the pandemic. And by the way, kudos to Linda and Lynn for addressing, you know, the mental illness problem, the mental challenges we've had because of COVID. I mean, I've seen it, you know, that's been a horrible problem we've had to deal with. So, you know, homelessness and mental issues have really sprung up during COVID. So it's something we've all had to face more and more, I think. And we see that a lot around LA. The homeless problem is out of control in LA now. So I don't know how it is where you are, but you know, there's homeless encampments under every freeway, and it's a big problem now.
Yeah, it's bad.
People give up. But
you were going to talk about. Okay, Sarah, you were going to talk about what makes you funny, because comedy is always needed.
Well, that's another great thing is and we've seen that comedy has really helped. I think people who are going through depression, and one of my favorite shows is we've gone to the VA in LA here and performed for the troops and for the people in the VA, and that's I think helped them. We've done that every couple months with some great lineups like Tom Arnold and Jay Moore and Daryl Hammond from Saturday Night Live, and you know I think comedy it makes people feel better, and sometimes it might be the highlight of their month or something to come to one of these shows. So. I guess that's my contribution to helping fight mental problems is comedy, I hope. And for me, the comedy just comes from regular things that happen in my life or things I've experienced or people I've run into or, you know, anything like that. So you can draw comedy from almost anything you experience if you can write it in the right way.
All right, Terry Marie, tell us where you're coming from. What's going on?
I'm in Redondo Beach, California. As you said earlier, I've been with Brian for over 7 years. So my favorite thing to do is red carpet entertainment hosting. So I've been doing that for the last 7 years with Brian. I'm a fitness competitor. I'm trying to get back on stage. I took a couple years off, but I'm back training with my old trainer, Mustafa. And let me see, I'm working on an NFT series called Nonstop Conspiracy Farm. That's one of my red carpet events there. And I basically am going to be in a music video that's coming out by Wicked Star. That's going to come out in the next couple of months where I'm playing the lead. And then I'm in an ad with, I think Linda's in it too, for Custom Trends for Halloween. And I don't know if you have there's me on the bottom as the devil and as a hot cop for Trixie's Halloween edition for Custom Trends. So that was a fun modeling gig that I got to do.
Love it.
It's hard to compete with that. Yeah.
I don't think you can.
All right, Tosh, you're next. Go ahead.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Nathasha Rumbos, but people call me vocally Tosh. That's my Instagram handle, and people just call me by my Instagram handle, which is totally fine because I love it. I am from Miami. I am a Latin pop singer-songwriter, and I specialize a lot in like reggaeton type of music. So I had a really fun event music video shooting last Sunday because I'm getting ready to perform in November in Las Vegas. I'm going to showcase during the Latin Grammy Music Week, so I'll be performing for A&Rs, radios, TVs, interviews. So these are some shots of the music video that we did on Sunday. I'm super excited about it. And the release should be coming out right before I leave to to Las Vegas. That way I can show some new, new songs, new raw stuff, and maybe that will open up some amazing doors to that. So yeah, those are some of the stills of the music video. I am doing a whole GoFundMe page to kind of help me get there because it's a lot of expenses. But I'm so grateful that a lot of people have been, donating and sharing because we have raised over $1,500. So I'm blessed. And, this is, I believe in angel numbers, and I've been seeing so many 222 like for the past months. And, I think we are in the right direction. So I invite you guys to hear my music. It's very fun. It's all Spanish. It's a little Brazilian funk there, a little Latin pop, a little reggaeton. So check it out on my website, NathashaRumbosmusic.com. Mm-hmm.
All right, Rachel Roberts from Houston, Texas. Go for it, Rachel.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rachel Roberts, Houston, Texas. I have a morning show, Coffee Talk, and I post lots of fun videos and do stuff all day on social media. I've been working with Brian for almost a year now, doing fun events and red carpet stuff too. I really enjoy that, Brian, and I appreciate you every single day. This month in Envoy magazine, I'm featured with a write-up on that. So that was really fun. Rachel Roberts Recipes. And every week I come on and I like to make a little something and share it with you guys. So today, part of my thing is eat clean, drink a little dirty. So that's a roasted cauliflower with turmeric and a green tahini sauce with the herbs from my garden. Eat clean, drink a little dirty. And so I go in my garden and I find inspiration. Today I went and I picked peppers from my garden and I made some bison chili. Delicious, yummy, healthy. And then, like I said, you can, drink a little dirty.
What are you drinking dirty today?
Oh, okay. So I have a little bourbon, and I found this one. I like it. It's called 2 stars, and it's called 2 stars, but they gave it 5 stars. And so I thought, okay, I'll try that. But anyway, just what? I haven't been my whole house has been sick, and there's coughing, and so I made like a hot toddy and just called it a day.
That's good. That's good. My grandma always gives me bourbon with milk when I get sick, and I'm like, I don't know how that works, but it works.
What happened to ginger ale?
Wow, never heard of that.
All right, since Rob is being funny, Howard, we'll come back to you, but we got to go to Rob because we almost lost my friend Rob. Rob, tell us what happened because I had no idea what was going on with you. Rob's been my friend for like 40 years.
Oh, guys, it's good to see you all. Thanks to our host, Brian. I'm back with you. In August, I had a dreadful bout of COVID, even though I was totally boosted and all the shots and whatnot. Yale New Haven for 4 days in ICU and on a ventilator for 36 hours. And but they were wonderful people and they got me through it. And 7 days later, I was back home. So all I can tell you is you can be as safe as you want to be. There's still out there that's can knock you down. So, but very glad to be back on. And thank you all for having me.
So, hey, Rob.
We're so happy to see you doing good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really.
So, Bob's a former not fireman, but volunteer fireman, but also police officer for 20-something years. But there's not too much that Rob hasn't done. But it's hilarious, and he just makes me laugh. And then, Lynn, if you remember, he was on when you were last on. Literally, it's not too long after that is when all of this happened.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
Thank you for your service in the police force and volunteer fire department.
Lynn, thank you very much, and good luck to you on your book. Howard, I said I got to try to dress up more because you always win the dress up award for the night. So
I do it every day. Every day.
It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I got my 06357 on, so.
You should have seen Howard when we were all in Nashville. He made us women look bad. I mean, he did not leave a detail out. Not a single detail.
Linda, I'm absolutely, positively sure that that's the case. The man's got it together. Yeah. And Tosh, good luck to you.
Thank you.
When you're done with those pink pants, send them to the East Coast. I'll wear those things.
I will do that. Absolutely. They'll go great. They'll go great.
They'll be wonderful. Yeah.
We want to see that on TikTok.
Yeah. I don't even know what. The
and
only thing
that's
that
how you go
TikToks
viral.
in my house is the clock. And you guys have all been hacked. And the only other hack I know is Buddy Hackett.
Yep.
Howard, give us some Nashville royalty. Go ahead. So what's up? So I like to call it Howard's Corner, but he calls it something else. Go ahead, Howard.
Right before I got on the podcast, I got news from the producer of the Haunted Farmhouse, my first movie. It's going to be shown worldwide. They got it approved or franchised from the Congress or something. You had to go on Facebook and see my posts. Also, I've got a movie coming out in November, Who's Going to Take Care of Me, which I'm going to be featured in. Let's see. And I've had friends here that I just went to preview their movies. One was called Blemish, which was a great movie. I loved and enjoyed it very much. And then, our friend Jenny Jackson just did a little movie for the Nashville Women in Film that I went to their premiere also. So Nashville's becoming a little bit of Hollywood, and I'm glad to be sharing that moment. So, and y'all are coming to see us very soon and to the Judy Garland event. Yeah, I can hardly wait for that, and I'm going to pull out some pretty cool outfits for that.
You better.
So, anyway.
Arielle, some of your company is based on your get-ups and your beautiful hair. Talk about that.
Yes, I've actually struggled with like my whole hair process for years. This is like the first time I'm actually using my natural hair for like a while now.
It's pretty.
Thank you. I used to bleach it and all that. It was dead dry, cracking off. I was like, I need to stop this. I have nice hair. Let me just use it.
Give us some love. Yeah.
Don't do anything to it. We love it.
Thank you. Stop.
Yeah, come on. I wish I had that.
Thank you. A lot of people will like message me on Instagram, comment on TikTok, everything, say, Arielle, how do you get your hair like that? I was like, it's just like this. I don't really do anything but like put conditioner.
Leave it alone.
My hair was more like Tasha's. It was absolutely orange when I grew up, and now I'm just my Indian name is Gray Red. That's all I got going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice color, ginger.
I thought Gary was the comedian.
Was that?
I thought Gary was the comedian. Look at Rob.
Yeah, we got some comedians all over the place tonight, so that's good.
Gary's doing his best.
I can take the night off, so.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody's got to take a rest.
Yeah.
Hey, Terri, let me ask you this. After the lockdown for a little bit, people needed to laugh. What was the first stage you got back onto, and what was that like being on stage? Because Sinbad had problems when he went back. DJ E.L. Hughley had problems. A couple. Kevin Hart. What was that like when you first jumped back on stage?
Well, we were doing Zoom comedy online the whole time. So I felt like I never really lost a beat. And then we were performing outside during the pandemic at this church that had an outdoor amphitheater. So Bill Burr was coming out, Eliza Schlesinger was coming out, Jamie Kennedy was coming out. All these people were coming out to perform outside with us. So I never really felt like I lost a beat. And The other great thing is I have 2 comedy specials that I produced that are on Amazon Prime, so people were watching those too. So I never really kind of slowed down. That I just kind of evolved where I was putting the comedy. Oh, if you want to see those, one's called Jimmy Shin's Walk of Shame on Amazon Prime, and the other's called Sarah Halstead's RVs and Cats. And I just directed another one that'll be out in the next couple months. But yes, I mean, I've been doing it nonstop, even during the pandemic. We just kind of find a way to evolve and to do stuff online, kind of like in this format. And then, I worked out a lot of new bits and then brought those to the stage as soon as things opened up. But we did perform outside in a very safe environment, outdoors, away from everybody, socially distanced. It was great.
That's awesome. Did you have to be very careful what not to joke about?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Did you have to be very careful and what you could joke about? I mean, COVID was, it was so very controversial how it was handled.
I try not to edit myself. And I edit myself a little bit, but I find, shock comedy to be fascinating. And I think we're getting too conservative into what people can say. And comedy is meant to make you laugh. And if you don't get it, then just turn it off. Like, it's not all about, I'm not going to adjust my comedy to make people feel comfortable. Like I'll make them laugh, but I'm not going to make them feel comfortable.
There's a funny meme that goes around Facebook that says, it's comedy, relax. It used to be funny. Like, I don't understand because comedy is like, you can make silly jokes about yourself. Like you just said, like you made jokes about your hair, or, make jokes about yourself at the gym. I don't know. I just don't understand this new cancel culture where everybody is so defensive on everything. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be like, life shouldn't be that serious in the first place. That's, it just shouldn't.
Well, Dave Chappelle said, that our job is to talk recklessly. So, part of our job is to say things that might make you think or might make you uncomfortable, but will make you hopefully laugh either way. So, we're not going to be editing ourselves for the most part. And the problem is we can go over the line, and sometimes the line moves 10 years later. So we can be canceled 10 years after we say a joke sometimes. So, there is a constant evolution of comedy and how it goes. So.
Sure. Lynn,
Terri, I have a question.
Go ahead, Nathasha.
Yeah, I have a question for you. So one of my best friends is like really into comedy. She's a really funny girl, but she's been having a really hard time trying to get into the scene of, comedy, getting some open mic. She's done open mics, but she kind of wants to be able to get more in the comedy gig zone. So what would you advice be to people who are trying to get into comedy that want to be like doing it in front of people?
Trying to break in. So my first advice would be to work on a great 7-minute set, 5 to 7 minute set. Keep on working it out till it's rock solid, and then tell a producer that you can bring your friends out to a show, and they'll want to put you up because they need to get out the audience in seats. So, and then she'll probably be able to get on a real show and do it for a real audience. And then to keep honing that set, and then it'll hopefully keep growing organically. But to get in the scene, you have to. It's kind of like being a musician. They're going to let you play at a venue if they know you're going to draw an audience. So you ought to be social. You got to promote yourself. You got to get people out, and you got to work on your craft. And those are kind of the main things. But the first step is to have a great 5 to 10 minute set that's very funny, interesting, and fun for the audience to view.
All right, noted. Arielle, I'm gonna send this to her.
Arielle, how do you do your comedy? Lynn, you're coming up next. You're not getting out of this because we need to.
For me, I just like to go with the flow. I'm gonna be honest with you. Anytime people meet me in person, I don't know. I'm just saying this is just what people say about me. Okay, I'm not saying it myself. They just say I'm a funny person naturally. I don't know. I haven't really met myself from somebody else's perspective, but I love terrible jokes. I love dad jokes. I live by them. Yeah. So I just like to annoy my sister with those. I don't know. That's just me. I love bad jokes.
Sounds like is your sister a big part of your act? Yeah. Where is she tonight?
Yes. She's actually doing some work right now.
Do you think you'll take it further?
She's a big part of your.
Oh, can you say that again?
Do you think you'll take it further than TikTok? Maybe actually on the stage?
Yeah. For comedy, if the opportunity presents itself, I'm sure I would take it. Yes. But other than TikTok, like outside of like the comedy stuff, I do want to get more into my music and stuff. It is something that I've always wanted to do since I was younger. I actually used to do like competitive singing and stuff back in the day. So that's something I'd like to take a little further after like doing all the social media stuff. Of course, I'm going to keep doing it, but like I want to get more serious into like the music stuff and start recording and all that.
Time in together.
Yeah.
Tell me, I want to know, so to have like millions of followers on TikTok, what other kind of doors open up for you? Do you get people wanting you to advertise their products? You know, what else, you know, what other things have you noticed by having all these followers?
It's kind of hard.
Arielle?
It's kind of hard to find real friends. Okay. Because sometimes you'll be friends with somebody for like a month and they think it actually doesn't work like that. A shout out doesn't give you 1 million followers by tomorrow. It just doesn't work like that. So some people will be friends with you or you think they're your friend and then they're like, hey, so can you just like tag me in your stuff? I'm like, I can't just do that because then there's no purpose of the tag. It has to be like a specific video or I don't know. It's just complicated. So that's one of like the major things that I've noticed there.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Hey Lynn, when you have a Brian Tracy and during your book, what does that do for you?
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time? It's like breaking up.
Hey Lynn, when you have Brian Tracy endorsing your book, what does that say for you?
Wow, Brian Tracy, he's amazing. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Goal setting, Eat That Frog, one of the $1 million speakers at one time. He just emanates love. Can I tell you that? He just emanates love. You know, he's like, you're the most valuable person in the room. Anything I can do to help you, to promote you, you're here because you're wanting to be a better person. I'll do anything I can for you. Just ask. You know, and I'm like, you know, come on. That's salt of the earth right there. You know.
Yeah, I love those kinds of people that do that. They do something for you not because they want something in return. They just do it to do it. They do it because they believe in you.
Right. And I think it's because he values himself, therefore he can see the value in you. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
100%.
People that don't value themselves, ask me how I know, won't see the value in you either.
Yeah.
Right?
I always said it takes talent to recognize talent.
Mm-hmm.
Talent's good, but you know, talent without character will kill you. You know, right. Ask me how I know. I've been on both sides of that wall. So
I can see
I was going to be a professional dancer, but anger and self-righteousness and unforgiveness and everything else that was, you know, I was using false joy to have a good time, whether it be sex, drugs, rock and roll, and that false joy eventually, if you can't find it within yourself, if you don't know who you are and who you're created to be because your parents or somebody in your life criticized and just, you know, they didn't know what love looked like, so they could only give you what they got, right? So at a certain point in your life, you either learn to love and learn what love looks like, or you give it all up and decide to kill yourself, which is where I was at when I asked God to help me. So, and I was angry. That's all I had left was anger and self-hate. But there's hope. Obviously, if I can do it, anybody can. But you know what changed? I changed, and I quit hating you, and I quit hating me first. Because I needed to forgive a lot of people, you know, forgive a lot of people and have a lot of compassion and understanding. It may not be right what happens to me, or what happened to me, but what the truth is it doesn't matter anymore. I'm responsible for my emotional regulation, what I eat, who I hang with, what skills I develop or don't develop today, and that's spiritual, emotional, physical, nutritional, financial. It's a whole enchilada. And the more I love myself, the more I love you. So, God love you. I love you. You can do it. Have a good day.
Lynn, give your social media links for everybody.
Lynn Eldridge Official is Instagram. And I've got a website, lynneldridge.com. And I'm on Facebook, Lynn Eldridge, Franklin, Tennessee. Howard, we're neighbors, right?
Oh, have to do coffee or something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's about it.
Howard Wiggins, give your social media.
Howard Wiggins, Facebook. I do a lot of dance. I do a lot of fashion, do little movies. I enjoy my life. What Lynn says is very true. When you're happy, your happiness shows, is shared with others. I think that's one reason the most successful people I know are honest, and you can see their happiness and they share it, and it draws people to them. And I believe I've got that talent, because the other day it was funny. I take care of mentally challenged adults and teenagers, and I was sitting in the hospital with one of them. And as I left, this nurse stops me and said, "You're a very good looking guy." And I'm like, "Thank you." But I think the reason she said that, I mean, there's a lot of good looking guys, but it's just my happiness shows. And I think people can recognize that. So.
Can I comment on that? My father used to say, be beautiful on the inside as well as the outside.
And it shows. It shows.
Rachel Roberts, social media links.
Rachel Roberts Recipes. You can find me, on all the social media platforms, anywhere. And richrace.com.
Terri Marie.
Terri Marie Nonstop on all platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and then my website is terrimarieofficial.com.
Vocally Tosh.
Well, Vocally Tosh on all social media platforms. Check out my website, nathasharumbosmusic.com, to listen to some of my music. And you can stream it on all streaming platforms as well. Help me out with my GoFundMe page. Just get myself to Vegas and get to the Latin Grammy Music Week. We're going to kill it. And, thank you all for being here and having such a nice show today. I appreciate all of you here.
Rob Wilson, how do people reach out to you to say hi to you besides having to go to Connecticut next June?
I'm hoping you all come. If you need me, your host, Brian, can find me. And Rachel, very happy you're trying to keep up with Elton John with those glasses. I love that.
Linda Steele,
right there,
baby. Links and talk about your book coming out January 17th, 2023.
Well, you can read all about it. I'm doing pre-sales right now on nervesofsteel.net.
Ooh, I like it.
Nerves of Steel is the name of my book, and nervesofsteel.net is the website where you can find it, along with a few other things. All my social media platform handles are located on there.
It's a great title.
Thank you. And I actually mentioned it a little bit about it earlier. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to mention it again, because I know we are running out of time.
Go ahead.
Basically, it's just an overview. It's a self-help book. And I teach people how to find that mind-body connection through nutrition and fitness, and get the mental health part of your life squared away by taking control and making some hard decisions.
Good for you.
Eric, how do we help you get to 3 million
followers? For the
on
average
TikTok?
person to have your body.
Say again?
I said, Linda, is that even possible for the average person to have your body?
Well, if you would have seen my before picture, If you would see my before pictures, yes. Everyone
Oh my
could have
gosh,
their
I
own
want that.
perfect. I'll show
I
you.
want that, Linda.
When your body is in a perfect
Okay.
balance, you get down to your essential body
How
fat. And I've been doing my program, Rachel, for almost 2 decades now.
Okay, when you say before, okay, that's what I was going to ask you. When you say before pictures, how far back?
Well, back about 20 years, but it took me only a couple years to get what I wanted, and now I've been maintaining by using my program that I teach my clients.
All right, Linda, tell them what your social media site is so they can go and look at what your body looks like.
Okay, I would go to nervesofsteel.net, and from there you can go on to all my other social media platforms.
Okay, Arielle, how do we help you get to 3 million followers? Go ahead, TikTok, go ahead.
Just keep consistent. Literally, that's it. Consistent and be yourself. That's all you got to do.
And last but not least, Gary, how do we help you win another award? And your social media links.
Okay, Sharp Cut Productions for my video work for CBS, Sony, Universal. Sharp Cut Productions on Instagram for kind of everything. Sharpcut.com for everything else, and DJ Sharp Cut on Spotify for my music.
And so here's the other thing. I got to mention this because I went to the Best in Drag show last Sunday downtown LA. One of the most fun awards I went to. It was good to see everybody out. Lisa Ann Walters from Abbott Elementary was there. Dottie Williams, Dottie Jones, she was there from Groves and B. Joe Fisher was there. And I want to thank them because it's helping them for the homeless problem, but also health and wellness. It's really, really honored to see that. So I have to say this to everybody. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. I always say this. Have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Ryan Sebastian, and we will see you next week.